Development of India. Regulating Act passed 1773. Regulating Act 1773. Lord Cornwallis get the right to overrule the decision of his council. Act of 1786. Pitt's India Act passed by the British Parliament 1784. Which act provide the competitive exam system for civil service? 1853. Charter Act 1853. Post of the Indian High Commission was created by the which act? Government of India Act 1919. Montagu-Chelmsford reform formed the basis of Government of India Act 1919. Prime Minister of England when the Montagu-Chelmsford Act was passed in 1919. Lord George. About which act Jawaharlal Nehru had said we were provided with a car with all brake and no engine. Act of 1935. Which act not the landmark in the development of constitution during the British rule? Protection of Civil Right Act 1955. Who described the Government of India Act 1935 as a charter of slavery? Jawaharlal Nehru called Government of India Act 1935 the charter of slavery. Government of India Act 1935 abolished provincial hierarchy. Which of the following was not one of the features of the Government of India Act 1935? Approval of the Act 1935. Which act provided the partition of India into two new dominions, India-Pakistan? Indian Independence Act 1947. Who considered the father of hierarchy? Sir Lionel Curtis. Muddiman committee was appointed to report on the working of which of the following hierarchy? Modern History Miscellaneous. Name of the principal MA College Aligarh who encouraged Muslim communalism in the last decade of 19th century? Theodore Beck. Consider the following event of modern Indian history. Death sentence of Raja A. Death sentence of Raja Nand Kumar 1975. Treaty of Salwai 1782. Death of Tipu Sultan 1799. Battle of Bandivas 1760. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the Queen Elizabeth of UK? She resigned for 17 years and died at the age of 96. Queen Victoria was appointed by the Empress of India in 1877. Under the Royal Titles Act, Queen Victoria became the Empress of India in 1877. Which of the following statements are correct? More than the above. Swami Dayanand Saraswati, India for Indians. Swami Vivekananda, Parliament of the World Religion, held in Chicago in 1900. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the pioneer of modern education. Who was the first Indian to resist the political reform? Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Who first raised the demand for complete independence? Maulana Hasrat Mohani. The slogan of French Revolution, liberty, equality, and inspired the whole world, fraternity. Who among the most bitter critics of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan? Jamaluddin Afghani. Partition of Bengal 1905. ठीक है. Scarlet सत्याग्रह 1919. स्प्लिट इन कांग्रेस 1905 है नहीं 1907 है सूरत सेशन में. Presided over the BHU session of August 1923. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, who was the secretary of Mahatma Gandhi during Noakhali. Nirmal Kumar Bose. Nirmal Kumar Bose. The Bombay Plan was presented in 1944 by a group leading Indian industrial. In which year the first census was introduced in India? 1872 लॉर्ड मायो और 81 में रिपन. Which Dogra general led successful military campaign in Ladakh, Baltistan and the part of Tibet between 1834 और 1841? Zorawar Singh. Correct. Laik Ali was the president of Nizam Executive Council. Sir Nawaz Bhutto was the last Diwan of Junagadh. K.M. Munshi was appointed Government India its agent in Hyderabad. So long of this third power, England is here. Our communal difference would keep in troubling us. Mahatma Gandhi. Home rule. सूरत स्प्लिट 1907, पार्लियामेंट 1909, होम रूल मूवमेंट 1916, खेदा सत्याग्रह 1918, अंत्योदया प्रोग्राम, हेल्पिंग द पुअरेस्ट ऑफ द पुअर. He was a great unifier in India who taught us not only bare tolerance of others but the willing acceptance of them as our friends and comrades in common undertaking. Who said? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. AICC treasurer for many years and went to jail in 1930. Jamman Lal Bajaj. Ambabai, a woman freedom fighter, belonged to which of the following state of India? Karnataka. Which among the following year Surendranath Banerjee was eliminated from civil service? 1874. Therefore, the government of India always act with the consent and often on instruction of the Chamber of Commerce, and this is called white man burden. Sachidanand Sinha, who became the champion of socialism and wanted to overthrow British rule, princely state, landlordism and capitalism in 1933. Vallabhbhai Desai. Gaullist mentor, urging people to change the miserable condition under the British rule. By interpreting history, refuting British portrayal of India as backward, primitive and incapable of moving themselves. By writing about India's glorious past and urging people to be proud of their achievement. दांडी मार्च 1930, साइमन कमीशन 1927, पूना पैक्ट 32, गांधी इरविन पैक्ट 1931. फरवरी 1927 marked a turning point in Jawaharlal's intellectual development with his active participation in the Brussels Congress against colonial repression and imperialism. Who wrote this word? S. Gopal. Arrival of Crisp Mission March 1942, resolution of Quit India August 1942, arrival of Lord Babel October 1943, arrival of the Cabinet Mission March 1946. बरदौली गुजरात, चौरी चौरा यूपी, यरबदा महाराष्ट्र, नोआखाली बांग्लादेश, बंगाल में तो वेस्ट बंगाल बांग्लादेश. First Indian elected to British House of Commons and was Dadabhai Naoroji, who consented on the ticket of Liberal Party. Who among the following India's unofficial ambassador to England? Dadabhai Naoroji. Famous Indian was known as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. Jai Jawan Jai Kisan, Lal Bahadur Shastri. Which woman made the most significant contribution of Indian politics after 1947? Aruna Asaf Ali. Near the scholar of Deoband who played an important role of freedom movement. Abul Kalam Azad. What was the common relationship between Catherine Mayo and Albudus? They wrote commentaries on the condition of India during British rule.